Matt's here now. I know you have a special interest in this. You visited Greenland. You've seen this firsthand.
I did. I went there in 2004 and did stories on the climate change research that is being done up in the Greenland ice cap. And back then, there was no tourism in Greenland at all. The only way to get there really was on a research plane, which is what we did. We flew with the National Science Foundation and the Air National Guard out of New York State, which does all of the polar and Antarctic resupply and supply missions. And the research was fascinating. They were drilling the ice core samples to get a picture of the old climate. But those coastal communities, I mean, we had to stay in one, are just amazing. So it's interesting to see that.
A lot has probably changed in 17 years.
And the climate implications are huge, too, because one of the things that we're really concerned about right now is with the melt and all that fresh water from the melting ice in Greenland being added to the North Atlantic, it's disrupting the ocean currents, which may actually lead to a cool down for Northern Europe and more snow in places like the UK. So, again, a big impact. And we're still going to have cold areas on the planet, even with a warming Earth. There's still winter time in the northern summer and the northern winter and the southern winter as well, when the poles are tilted away from the sun. But as our climate warms, we see all of these downstream effects. It's pretty interesting. All right. It's pretty streamy out of the coast right now. Look at the rain out there. There's some beach walkers, and why not? It's not very windy. Southeast at 11 at Cannon Beach, 54 degrees. Just a good old rainy day on the Oregon coast. Now, rain is now pushed into the valleys. It's not very heavy yet, but you see where we have some yellow splotches offshore? That's where the cold front is. That's where the heaviest rain is. It's going to take a couple hours for it to move in, but we're going to get a burst of some heavier rain for maybe half an hour later on this evening, say 7, 8 o'clock, somewhere around that time frame. But it's all rain now, and I hope you enjoyed the warm day we had today. We don't have any more of these in the forecast Let's just leave it at that. Look at Brookings. Nearly an inch of rain already today down there, and that's the most in the Northwest so far. Nearly double what they've had up at Quileute up on the Olympic Peninsula. So it is beginning to add up. Portland hit 68 today. It was 67 in Hillsborough and in Vancouver and Troutdale, 68 also in Scappoose. Hood River, 63. But Pendleton hit 78, and it was almost 80 in Ontario this afternoon. Remember yesterday I told you that parts of eastern Oregon might see 80 degrees, and we got close at Pendleton and at Ontario. This system right here, it's beginning to weaken now, but at its peak strength earlier today, it had a central pressure that would rival some hurricanes and was deeper than the October 12, 1962 storm here in the Northwest, which was the big windstorm that all others are judged by. But the difference is, far enough offshore that we didn't get the wind at all. So that's good for us. We're getting the rain, though, as it pushes a cold front onshore. And then there are more systems that will follow it. One here, of course, that's what's going to be coming on in as we go into Friday night and Saturday morning. And the storms just keep on coming. There's really no end of the supply of what weather coming our way. Let's look at the winds right now. Notice Astoria out of the east at Troutdale out of the east at 14. Everybody else out of the west. Still have some pretty good wind coming out of the gorge. That's going to shift as this cold front moves onshore. So we're doing okay with wind here. We're certainly going to do okay with rain, and then it turns to showers and maybe a thunderstorm during the day tomorrow. Not much of a break, but there may be a brief break before we go into the next storm Friday night and Saturday morning, but by Saturday afternoon, it's really scattering out a lot. We may end up with some pretty decent weather Saturday afternoon and early Sunday ahead of the next storm after that. The rainfall total still a couple inches in the valley between now and Wednesday, eastern Oregon, northern California. These amounts are a little bit lower than what they look like yesterday, but they may be too low. We're going to get some 8, 9, maybe double-digit rain amounts over the next week across northern Cal. It is 66 right now in Portland as the rain is beginning to cool things off along with the sun angle dropping. Rain tonight and then showers and maybe a thunderstorm tomorrow with a high of only 58. So we lose 10 degrees from today's high to tomorrow. Stay in the 50s right on through. Rain to showers Saturday, rain again Sunday. Our best window for dry weather, I think, is going to be Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning. And then it just stays wet for at least the first half of next week, Laurel. That Thursday, though, a week from today, that gets us, we're pushing into Halloween at that point. And some early indications we could get some dry weather for Halloween.
Well, how lucky would we be?
Can't guarantee that yet, but we'll hold out hope.
We'll keep hoping. Thank you, Matt.